What's up, everybody? It's Michael with 252 Off-Road again with another video. Told y'all I was gonna start getting better about this stuff. As always, if you watched our last video where we took a trip down to Florida to the XBR Motorsports event for the bounty hole races, I greatly appreciate it. Again, give a huge shout out to Ethan Barnes for letting me tag along, helping out with the machines, and just overall having a great time. As you can tell by today's title, we're doing a little bit of aftermarket work to a brand new unit. For those that don't know, and I don't think I've said it in any other videos, I do perform aftermarket work on these machines, whether it's performance upgrades, clutches, clutch tuning, exhaust, ECM flashing, maintenance and repairs. If you break something, more than likely I can fix it. If you need something replaced, parts and all that, I can take care of you. If you're located here in Eastern North Carolina, as always, reach out to me either on Instagram or TikTok, and I'll try to get you taken care of the best I can. If I can't take care of you, I got plenty of connections that can. So one thing about this machine, I got a good friend from the eastern part of North Carolina towards the coast. His name is Zach Huntings. I want to give a huge shout out to him for referring me to this customer. Is a good friend of his. And other than that, this is what we got. A brand new 2023 XMR 1000R Renegade. This is a now friend of mine, Braden. I think that's how you say his last name. He bought this machine. This machine's only got 9 hours on it. The reason it's got a little bit more than the average machine, somebody purchased it at first, realized it isn't what they wanted, and he ended up picking it up from, I think he said, Performance East, which is our local CanAm BRP dealer here in Goldsboro, North Carolina. He didn't have it but just a couple weeks, and he's already wanting to do stuff to it. It's crazy how good these machines look brand new. I've already looked over it, looked at some stuff, and the main thing that sticks out to me is just how clean the engine is already from factory.
Wow.
Everybody that knows riding here in North Carolina at Busco Beach, this engine will not stay this clean for long. So one initial thing he did, go ahead and put on some Lucky 7 floorboards to help clear some big old wheels and tires that he's putting on this. We got some other performance stuff to do to it, and I will show that here right about now. So this is what he's gonna be rocking. Some MSA wheels. I don't know the technical name of these, but this is a very nice looking wheel. Really one of my favorite looking wheels that MSA offers. I just wish they offered them in a true B-lock, and I would probably have them on the 2017. And of course, our favorite tire, the Super ATV Assassinator. But these are some big Meech Larry Hoovers, big old 34s. So we're gonna get into some of the stuff he's got. All right, so we got 3 boxes, and with these 3 boxes, these are literally the 3 first things I tell people you should do to your CanAm ATV when you want to start getting into the aftermarket performance or modifications, or you want to put bigger tires on it. So I'm gonna tell you what they are. We're gonna go over a little bit about what each one is and a little bit about what it does. So this first box, which is the smallest one, is from Mr. RPM Cycle. Mr. RPM is easily a CanAm pioneer. He is a top leader in aftermarket CanAm performance, from big bore kits, cams, anything of that nature. That man has it, or he can do it. He has an awesome operation. He's located right here in Denton, North Carolina, which is about 2 hours away from me. And if you call up there, ask for Steven Hensley. Awesome guy, always gets me taken care of and never have any issues. So in this box, we have the ECM off that machine, and we sent it in for basically a reflash and a tune. Now on the newer machines, you do the tuning through the ECM. You can still put an aftermarket piggyback controller on it, but you don't have to, as long as who you're taking it to knows what they're doing. But for a stock machine like that, you don't really have to do too much excessive tuning to it, because you don't have big bore kit, cams, nitros, nothing of that nature. But it is always recommended to get them machines tuned. So we sent the ECM off, got that taken care of, and in conjunction with the ECM, in this box we have a dual Empire exhaust system going on there. Now, funny story about that, Braden came to the house and dropped the machine off, was talking about getting a megaphone for his because he likes loud stuff. He's had straight pipes. He on his truck. He's actually a commercial airliner pilot, so you know he says he likes loud stuff. So I said, all right, if you want a megaphone, you can get it. But I want to show you something. I showed him my dual MPP afterburners. They're up underneath that plastic. They've been sitting on that shelf for probably 3 or 4 years now. That exhaust or those megaphones are just not ideal for trail riding. Now, if you want attention, you want to be loud, you want to be heard, then by all means, it's your machine, do what you want, but them things are just ungodly loud. So Braden came over, he saw my exhaust. I run dual Empires. I fired it up for him, and he instantly started debating whether or not he wanted a megaphone or not. And we talked almost all night, and he came to the conclusion that the Empires are definitely loud enough. So he's gonna go with something like I got, not do the megaphone. So Braden, I greatly appreciate you doing that. Now granted, it's your machine, people can do what they want, but anybody that's owned a megaphone will tell you if they don't, they're lying. They will tell you after about the second, third ride, it starts to get old. That's what we got. ECM flash, exhaust. Now in this box, this is one of the most important things. Now I don't know if y'all can hear that, but I think the squirrels are going crazy above me. In this box, we have a aftermarket STM 3P Raised 3 primary from Russell Coker at 3P Off-Road. I am a 3P clutch dealer through them, where we can get STM primaries, CV Tech primaries, STM secondaries, and any combination for your CanAm ATV or side-by-side, we can get you taken care of. All you got to do, reach out to me on Instagram or TikTok. I'll message you on Facebook, or give you my number, and we'll get in touch and we'll figure out what is best for your application. An aftermarket clutch is easily one of the most important things to do to your machine, especially if you put in big old tires, especially if you're putting 34s on your machine. Now, some people on other channels, they seem to have a different opinion about that, but it's been proven. I'm not going to argue about it. Like I said, it's your machine, do what you want, but aftermarket clutching is the way to go. So that's what we got in all 3 of these boxes. I have not opened them up, but let's cut them open, and especially this one. I need to get this computer back on that thing so I don't have to push it no more. But I'm curious which exhaust you got. I don't know if you got the full polished one or the black one or the black and chrome one. I don't know what Empire has to offer. I haven't looked in a while, but let's get these opened up and we'll pick back up here in a second. All right, so we got them all open. This one's ECM from Mr. RPM. Of course, Steven always willing to take care of you, sticker and koozie. We got a few things in here. I think this is for me. But actually, I'm pretty sure this is for me. And here's the ECM. Now, one thing I will say, when you send your ECM, or really any parts in general off, you need to package them well. And Steven, he's smart. He knows what to do because he's shipping carriers, not knocking them, but sometimes it looks like somebody was not having a good day at their job. And I have gotten boxes before, and it looks like somebody just took a pickaxe and just went to town on them. So be sure to use bubble wrap, packing paper, especially on your ECMs, because these things are not cheap and you do not want them to get messed up and have to replace one. So ECM, we know what that is. We already touched on that. We'll set that over to the side. Whatever's in here, I'm pretty sure I know what it is. Now, let's do, which one we want to do next? Let's do the exhaust, because I'm curious what exhaust he got for this thing. All right, so exhaust, let's see what he's got for this. Plenty of bubble wrap. If you need bubble wrap, hit me up. I'll sell it to you, $3.50. So, okay, he got the brush. Yeah, I don't know what it was. The brush. So mine, I got the polish. Mine are Mustang. They need to be polished, but these are your brush finish, and these look sweet. I don't think he offered these when I got mine, but man, these look nice. I like that. So that's what he got. Hopefully he's got another one in here. Yep, there it is. Hopefully it matches. Oh yeah, that looks sweet. I like that brush finish. Everybody say hey to Sadie, who won't quit licking my leg. So we got the exhaust. Now hopefully Hopefully the piping is underneath it, because that will not be good. So we got hardware. We got hardware exhaust clamps. There we go. So we got the piping, the Y pipe, and the bracket. Yeah, we got everything for that. Let's get this all put back up. All right, let's get into the clutch. Again, we are going to be doing a 3P Raise 3 STM primary, and we are going to be upgrading the stock secondary spring with an EPI white spring. This is the setup that I sell, I would say 6 out of 10 times. STM does make a aftermarket secondary, but depending on your application, what you're doing, you might not need a secondary. Everybody has an opinion, but most of the time and most of the people I talk to, this is the setup that gets sold. Primary upgrade with a stock secondary spring. Now, depending on type of riding, tire size, this will vary. Most of the time we use white, silver, or red. Those are the 3 main ones we use. Most of the time on 32s and 34s, and depending on the weight of the tire, we use the EPI white spring. And of course, with every order, you will get upgraded HD bolts. And what I mean by that, the stock clutch bolts in these machines are one-time use, torque to yield. Now, yes, you can reuse them. Plenty of people do. You just put Loctite on and be fine. But for the easement of future maintenance and just the extra security, just upgrade the bolts. If you order them through a 3P dealer, they come with the clutches, and you don't have to worry about that. We take care of you. But other than that, that's everything. We got the clutches, the ECM reflash, the exhaust. Sadie, I don't know what she's doing. She's chilling. But we're going to go ahead, get the ECM thrown on, go ahead and get the plastics off this thing, and get the clutch cover off, and we'll go ahead and put everything on. So bear with me. We'll pick back up here in a second. All right, so we got the Renegade pulled in here. We're going to go ahead and get this hunk of metal out of here, get the tire off, the shock out the way, so we can get a little bit more wiggle room. Start putting the empires on here. All right, so we're just going to skip forward because it's no need to show y'all everything. But I have to honestly say the brush finish empires definitely have an awesome look. Check those things out. Everything is back on. And I can honestly say, looks like Eric and the guys at Empire have took in accountability and changed a few things. I know the bracket, the billet bracket that holds the canisters together is different than the one that's on my Renegade, and the piping is a little bit different. And I can honestly say these newer style or newer model exhausts do fit better than the older ones, so that was pretty good. Pretty simple to install. I mean, just have to pull the bumper out, get the other one off, but man, they do look good and they sound awesome. Brand new. The packing, you know, everything's got to break in, but they have a very nice deep tone. Don't know how good this thing's gonna pick it up here in the barn, but it just give you a little taste. Don't want to be too loud because it is kind of a little bit later in the night. It's midnight, but man, and if you see that little bit of smoke, that's just the packing breaking in. That's completely normal on a brand new slip-on exhaust. But Braden should be happy with those. Like I said, I just can't get over how awesome the brushed finish looks on them. But we're gonna move on. Once we get the clutch put on, the secondary spring, then we're gonna go ahead and throw on the big balloon tires, and we will pick back up in somewhere through that process or whatever. We'll figure it out from there. We got the clutches done. We got the 3P STM Raise 3 on there. We got the white EPI secondary spring. Everything's torqued down. And tomorrow, when it gets a little bit of daylight, I'm gonna go take it for a spin, make sure everything's good, and then basically from there, all we gotta do is tidy up a few little things and put the big old 34s on, and I'm gonna go rip it, make sure the clutch weight adjustments are what they should be, which most of the time I get them pretty damn close. But other than that, exhaust is on, everything is on, and I'm gonna wait to put the clutch cover on till tomorrow. I'm gonna let Braden get here and go over a few things about the clutches, the maintenance, and some of the key moving parts, and what to look for, and you know, just shed a little knowledge, especially being a new customer, a new rider in this sport. It's better to give them some knowledge than just provide a service and send them on the way. That's not what we're about. We like to inform people, share knowledge, and that's what keeps people into the sport and the sport growing, instead of just trying to take people's money. But other than that, I'm gonna get some of the tools cleaned up and go ahead and swap the 34s on, and we will pick back up tomorrow morning. All right, so got the machine pulled out, got the big old 34s on it. Basically, it's ready to go. I just got to put the clutch cover on and some of the other plastics. But like I said, I'm gonna wait till Braden gets here, kind of go over some stuff with him. But initially, if you have me on Snapchat or follow me on Instagram, then you've already seen it. But this thing is sweet. I'm about to go do an initial test ride on it. Make sure there ain't no exhaust leaks, make sure all the clamps are tight, make sure the clutches are good, make sure the calibration, weights and stuff I have in it are working good for the 34s. But we can give y'all a little sound clip. That's how quiet this SCM is. About the quietest SCM I've ever heard. Tell you, I'm not a dealer for Empire, I'm not sponsored by Empire, but there ain't many exhausts that sound this good with a nice slow deep tone. Well, there she goes. Customer came and got it loaded up. He's actually headed out to Busco right now. We'll go test it out. He should have a good time. But other than that, that's it for this video. If you stick around to the end, hope everybody enjoyed it. If you like seeing videos like this, let me know. I'll start posting a lot of the stuff I do, because I do work on them almost every week. So if you like seeing content like that, then I can start posting more of it. But other than that, I'm gonna get everything cleaned up, go take a shower, and take the trash off. Appreciate y'all watching. As always, follow me on my other accounts, and we will catch y'all on the next one. Look for us out there at Busco Fall Bash.